In Ibadan, Nigeria. March 22, 2014. A group of fellow Okada riders set out to find one of their missing colleagues after having received several distressing text messages from him. In the texts, Kazim revealed that he had been lured to a dilapidated building in the forest of Saka, and that he was being held captive. Unbeknownst to his captors, Kazim had managed to hide away a phone with which he contacted his colleagues and described the place he had been taken to. An abandoned construction site in the forest where unspeakable evils were being committed. The forest of Saka has been described as a dangerous area, particularly at night. But few were aware of just how dangerous it really was, or exactly what those dangers entailed. Following the clues provided by Kazim, the search party discovered the building, and the scene they encountered would be seared forever in the darkest depths of their minds. The stench of death reached out for miles. Decomposing bodies were littered around the rundown structure. They found piles of human skulls, rows of unmarked graves, and trails of dried blood. Inside and around the building, a score of men and women were found still alive, though they were skin and bones, ribs jutting out from their chests. Many of them were catatonic. All of them wore haunted expressions on their faces. Later, one of the rescued women would claim that she had delivered a baby just 2 days prior, but that her child had been taken from her and presumably sold. Some could not recall what had been done to them. Perhaps they had been sedated, or their minds had simply rejected the horrific memories. Their captors were nowhere to be found. Theories abounded on what had transpired in the Ibadan Forest of Horror, the consensus being that black magic was at the root of it all. Nigerian juju is said to offer its practitioners anything their hearts might desire. Love, money, happiness, vengeance. Typically the offerings for the rituals are simple, harmless things. Strands of hair, a handful of nail clippings, a few drops of blood. But for more potent and darker spells, practitioners mix organs and severed body parts, and sometimes blood from babies, with particular charms. With the right charm and the right offering, juju fanatics believe that they can conjure money, warp the minds of men, and shape their very fates to their liking. Albinos are especially targeted, as their body parts are said to bring wealth, healing, and good fortune. According to some locals, people would visit the forest in the dead of night to purchase body parts for their rituals. It was speculated that the kidnappers were backed by affluent Nigerians, among them top government officials who believed that juju was the source of their good fortune. However, no concrete evidence could be found to support the theory. People had been disappearing from the area at an alarming rate, with many having been missing for years. When news of the discovery broke, devastated families flocked to the abandoned building in an attempt to rescue their loved ones and seek justice against the perpetrators. Riots broke out, and security guards were called in, ostensibly to protect the property of construction companies in the area. But where had they been before? The situation quickly escalated from canisters of tear gas to beatings and gunshots. One woman was hit by a stray bullet and later died of her wounds. Enraged young men killed local livestock in revenge, claiming that the owners could not have been unaware of what had been going on right under their noses. Kazim was described as a gentle and hardworking person by those close to him. His texts helped lift the lid on the unspeakable evils of the Ibadan Forest of Horror, saving the lives of many, but sadly not his own. His body was never found. The Ibadan House of Horror was eventually demolished and a school now stands in its place. No justice was ever served, and the harrowing case remains unsolved to this day.